Shalom again, everyone. Ariel Tzadok here from the KosherTorah School, found online at www.KosherTorah.com. Bringing to you today's daily lesson in the Sefer Yetzirah. We are in lesson 35. We are now finishing up the first chapter, and we are discussing the secrets of the sefirot. Of course, we dedicate these classes to the safety, well-being, health, and prosperity everybody around the world who are facing the trials and tribulations of our present circumstances. Hey, the power is out there and within us. We will overcome all obstacles. So let's just make it so. And in order to help you understand maybe a little bit about how we could do that, I'm going to digress in this lesson from our traditional commentary of Rabbi Chaim Vital on the Sefer Yetzirah, and I'm going to expose you to, shall we say, penetrating behind the veil, going deeper than beneath the surface. Understand this. When we call Kabbalah, we call it the secrets of the Torah. Sod, that's the Hebrew word. But you got to know something. As the big Mikubalim know, there is Sod, and then there is Sod. There are secrets, and then there are secrets. Again, we've discussed this a million times over. Most of what you find in the world today, in all the books, most likely all in English, and a good portion of them even in Hebrew, is what we call theoretical, academic. It is a philosophical, metaphysical discourse of a contemplation of a mythology. Yeah, and I don't mean mythology meaning fake, not real. I mean mythology in the Jungian sense, which specifically means the specific limited construct of an individual perspective. Essentially, whenever we look out at the world, and this is our world outlook, that is, in quote, our myth. So when we look at theoretical or academic Kabbalah, it creates for us a scenario. Most people never bother to explore the scenario. No one usually bothers to test. But the Sefer Yetzirah is all about testing. It's all about experience. So before we jump into the second chapter, which is going to tell us all different kinds of unique ways to combine, permutate, and interact with the letters. That's like, if you will, building the automobile. But you have to understand that the automobile runs on gas. The gas in this case, of course, are the sefirot. And if you don't understand the sefirot and how they interact, then you're never, ever, ever going to activate the system. And all you will have is an entertaining system of metaphysics, which will create for you your Jungian psychological myth. And you will go through your la-la land of life, believing what you do, as all too many people do. And then when you finally get to the other side, and you will be inside your little bubble, eventually your bubble pops, and you realize you're in a completely different reality than what you expected. That happens with all the different religions. So all of this is what we call a klipa, a shell or a husk. So there are secrets, and then there are secrets. The real, authentic, biblical, and even later Talmudic secrets of the Torah are elaborated right in the Talmud itself, Tractate Hagigah. We had the original three schools: the secrets of forbidden mixtures, the secrets of creation, and the secrets of the chariot. Each time the words with the chariot and creation is the word ma'aseh, ma'aseh bereshit, and ma'aseh merkabah. The word ma'aseh means action, doing, things you got to do. When you go back into the original ascent literature, all right, yeah, some of it's still around today. You have these long lists of, in quote, names. These are chants. But the chants only get you into an altered state of consciousness. What do you think happens then? You're in this altered state of consciousness. What do you think? It's like going into a movie? All right, so I'm in an altered state of consciousness. I'm no longer aware of this world. Now I'm aware of that world. And I'm just going to sit back and eat my popcorn and watch what happens in the other realms, right? Oh, gosh. This is why we forbid people from making ascent before they're ready. Yeah. I mean, you got to learn from the four who went into the Pardes. I mean, this is serious stuff. If you don't take this seriously, it's like any other type of practice of education. I gave the example in the previous class about learning how to use a firearm. All right. No, this stuff is not necessarily or inherently dangerous, other than if you abuse it or misuse it because of your inexperience or unawareness of things. That's just the way it is. It's with everything. Now, I want to expose you to a little bit deeper than what is normally taught. Now, many of my peers will say, well, that's not the Kitvei Ha'ari. And I say, oh, my friends, I beg to differ. We've discussed in previous classes about the real and true Chaim Vital. Yes, Chaim Vital wrote the academic theoretical system. And it's claimed that he got it from Eliyahu Hanavi. Okay, fine, comes from Elijah. But how did Elijah contact Rabbi Chaim? Did he appear to him in physicality? Did he give him a book? Did he give him like golden scrolls? Well, what, how, where, why? Okay. Rabbi Chaim was a meditator. He practiced the inner system. We know this because his Sha'ari Kedusha, part 4, outlined the old Abulafian system. In his Sefer Hizyanot, the Book of Visions, which we have a course on, and the book is available in English, you should know, he gets into some really weird stuff. He was a lot more weird than the later traditionalists wanted to claim. Even in this book here, the Kitabim Hadashim, he has his commentary to the old Kabbalah, the magical manual called Brit Menucha. Now, you can learn all the forms, but that doesn't mean you learn how the forms work. For those of you who have any martial arts background, maybe you're familiar with Tai Chi Chuan. Remember, it's just the slow-moving martial arts. The slow-moving martial arts of Tai Chi Chuan is considered the most devastating, possibly the most lethal martial arts. But you're seeing all this slow movement stuff. How is that? Because the first thing they teach you is form. And form puts you in connection with movement. Movement allows you to open up so that in your opening, you can begin to experience the subtle flow of energy. And as you become to be aware of the flow of energy in form, then you become discovering it, enlightening you, more conscious, more aware. And eventually you become a master of the energy in the form. Force, form, merged together. Those in our tradition who accomplish this are called a Baal Shem Tov, a master of the good name. Now, again, I want to emphasize there's no such thing as hocus pocus magic. It doesn't work like that. You can't do like that. I'm going to call a holy name, abracadabra, zikkity-zam. You know what? Anybody wants to know holy names? I have my course on really the Jewish magic tradition. I go into the 72-letter name, the 42-letter name, the 22-letter name. I tell you how to pronounce them all and whatever. You can pronounce these names until you're blue in the face. Nothing's going to happen. Lightning bolts aren't going to strike you down from heaven. Your mind is not going to open up. Angels are not going to appear. Because, like we've said before, the right means in the wrong way will cause the right means to work in the wrong way. The right means in the wrong hands will cause the right means to work in the wrong way. Remember I told you? Raw. If I make mistakes, you got to deal with it. But anyway, that's the way the system works. It is not academic. It's experiential. I cannot give you experience. You have to cultivate that yourself. And for that, I've had my courses here at KosherTorah School. So if you're interested, then you got to walk the path. But now, getting back to our material here with the introduction now that hopefully we can put the two together. In our previous class, we discussed the 6 directions. If you remember, we have above, below, north, south, east, west. Now, let's go into outer space. Okay? Let's leave Earth. And we're now somewhere, I don't know, pick a place anywhere in the Milky Way or other galaxies. Point to me up. Point to me down. Point to me north, south, east, west. Don't north, south, east, west exist within a magnetic context? I mean, I'm not familiar with the exactly universal magnetic field, so I don't know how you're going to point north when you're in the middle of space. Maybe Mars has a north and a south like Earth, or any other Earth-like planet, possibly. Okay, I'll accept that. But we're talking about the entire 3-dimensional reality of existence. Now remember, our 3-dimensional reality is kind of like a cube, a big 3-dimensional cube. Outside that cube are the higher dimensions, higher worlds. Entities who live there can look into the cube and they see everything. We inside the cube can only see according to our parameters. Outside the cube, that's that 4th dimensional space, 5th dimensional higher realities of the sefirotic energy. Well, how then do I work the cube? All right, I want to take all the pieces, get all the colors together, right? Or like a Rubik's Cube kind of stuff. How do I do that? That's what Sefirot are for. All chapter 1 is here to teach us how to use the Sefirot and rearrange the Rubik's Cube to put it all together in the right way. So, Prophetic Kabbalah. This is a sheet. You'll find the link to it. KosherTorah.com/PDF, all in caps, /SY20.35.PDF. Here it is. All right. You could pause and look at my little notes there at the bottom. Again, you can get it online and check it out. The system works like this. Each of the 6 permutations of Yod-Hey-Waw. You have Yod-Hey-Waw, Yod-Vav-K. You have Hey-Vav-Yud and Hey-Yud-Vav. You have Vav, Yud-Hey, Vav, Hey-Yud. 6 ways, corresponding to the 6 orders, up, down, right, left, north, south, east, west kind of stuff. In our previous class, I showed you in the last handout how the order in the Sefer Yetzirah is one way, and Rabbi Haim, quoting from the Tikkunei Zohar, has a complete different way. And I even showed you from my old course, which I deal with the prophetic Kabbalah way of Sefer Yetzirah in 40 hours, the whole shebang here. Even other ways of corresponding. And people in the academic, theoretical, they scratch their heads and say, gee, which one is the right way? There can only be one way. Oh, really? Who says? You think about what I'm saying now. Who says? Now, this gets into a deep philosophical discussion about the difference between objective versus subjective truths. In religious, especially, you look only at facades, whether it be Orthodox, Torah, Judaism, Christians, Islam, everyone is always yelling and screaming, saying, this is the only way. If you don't follow the only way, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm absolutely convinced that you believe that. Good for you. If you are a Christian and you believe that Yeshua is your Messiah, good for you. All right? If you are a Muslim and you believe in the words of Muhammad and you hold by the Holy Quran, good for you. In all due respect, in spite of certain anti-Semitic things in the Quran, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I've studied the Quran, all right? And even the Fatiha that opens the Quran, that every Muslim knows, right? It's a great prayer. Nothing wrong with anybody in the whole wide world saying it. But you got to understand beyond the limitations. So even in the Islamic world, you have the great Sufi. Even in the Christian world, you have many people who are aware of the inner realms. And they want beyond the facade and the surface, and they went into the depths. Even when you study the secrets, the Sodot, you have to go beyond the depths, which is called in Kabbalah the Sod, the secrets of the secrets. And that's what I'm going to expose to you a little bit now. And I'm giving you introduction as opposed to technique, because I'm not here to teach you technique. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. You will learn that when you're ready, if you ever become ready. But I just want to show you, I want to document publicly that these things do exist. So here, the 6 permutations of Yod-Hey-Waw are called the keys. The 6 directionals are called the locks. So which name applies to which? How am I supposed to answer that for you? Should I say this school is right and that school is wrong? This interpretation is right and this interpretation is wrong? Who says? Me? You're going to go to the second rabbi and he's going to say the other way. You're going to go to the third rabbi and he's going to say the third way. How do you know? Well, use the metaphor of locks and keys. And what do? Well, if I have a room and it's got a lock, I take the key and I put it in a lock and I see which one opens it up. Okay, cool. The permutated names are the keys. When you project them into each and every direction, it's going to open a door. Yeah, a door within consciousness and perception, reality. Remember we said about the three-dimensional cube? The energy is the outside, so the letters are the forms of how the energy penetrates. And which direction do you come in? Do you come in from this side? Do you come in from that side? Do you come in from this side? Do you come in from that side? How about from this side? How about from that side? There are your 6. Well, whatever key goes into this lock and opens that door, you're going to see it from that point of view. But guess what? Remember the example portrayed in the Matrix films. I think it was the second film where you had the key maker. He opens up the door and all of a sudden you're in a house and the door opens and like you're 500 miles away or in a different part of place, whatever. Well, that's the way these keys kind of work, symbolically speaking. The only way that you will understand this is through trial and error and experience. You put this key into that lock, and when you open it, you will see certain things. You will take another key and put it in the same lock and open it, and you'll see other things. You'll take this key and put it into this lock, and you'll see certain things. You'll take that same key and put it into the opposite lock, and it's going to open up other things. All of these things are perceptions, experiences, and it enables us to recognize why the Hebrew word here for sealing is used, chatam. Chatam means to seal the key into the lock, and it's based on the word chatam, which means a seal. And there's a secret there, all right, about how to do this system. Notice I'm not explaining to you exactly what to do. I'm showing you what the system is. Here it is again. Each of these is the permutation of the letters with the words themselves. Up and down, east, west, north, south. That's what it is. Just take the letters, put them into the words. How exactly you activate that? Well, I talk about that in all my Prophetic Kabbalah courses. Go take a course. And as you learn to experience, you're going to find your experiences are unique and personal to yourself. Gee, what a surprise. You will find of all people the great Maimonides, the famous codifier of Jewish law, when he spoke about the laws of prophecy, how each and every prophet experienced things differently, subjectively different from the other. So, when you put the key into this lock, you're going to perceive things from the context of your personal source, and the other one from that one, and the other one from the third one, the other one from the fourth one. And this will help you understand why you got all these different schools of ideas and beliefs in Torah, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and all the other schools. And rather than wave the flag, this is the right one and all else is wrong, understand. No. The subjective understanding of things. And if you understand this, you will understand the way and the flow of the sefirot as they manifest multiply in forms, plural. All right, on that note, let's conclude today's lesson. God be willing, in our next class, we're going to sum up and conclude, God be willing, chapter 1. And then we'll move on to other stuff. Ariel Bar Tzadok here, Kosher Torah School, KosherTorah.com. Check out our courses. Don't you ever complain that the material is not available to you, because yes, it is. But you are the one who has to pick it up and receive it. That is the meaning of Kabbalah. Talk to you soon. Shalom.